It's always... Hi, I'm Matthew Schwartz, Executive Editor with Information Security Media Group. And I'm speaking with Brendan Watt of IRONSCALES about email security. Brendan, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
So, you have been looking at email security and specifically phishing attack trends. What are some of the trends that you've been seeing?
So some of our empirical data is really showing that attacks these days are really targeted and focused. For example, 70% of attacks are targeting just 10 mailboxes or less, and around 30% are just targeting one mailbox. So it's really about being able to look at those very targeted attacks that are bypassing traditional content-based filters and gateways, and this is where the focus really needs to go now, is to the mailbox level for these more sophisticated attacks.
Now, are there any surprises? 70% are targeting a small subset, 30% just targeting one. Is this what you would expect? Maybe accounts payable, for example, or HR, or the CEO at Acme.co.
So this is a classic example of what we call business email compromise or fraud, where somebody is going to try and really target the C-level, like the CEO or the accounts, and get them to transfer large amounts of money to fraudulent accounts. For example, we saw with Lazio as an example, they transferred £1.75 million to a fraudulent account for a Feyenoord player. That was just about 2 months ago, so it's real tangible proof that the threat is here and it's here to stay, and it's not going to get better if we don't change what we're doing.
Our approach to it all. So, as you mentioned, current approaches aren't cutting it. What should organizations be doing to better combat this problem?
Yeah, so what we have built into our approach and platform is a really more mailbox level approach, taking a bottom down, a bottom up approach. So looking at user behavior at the mailbox level, and specifically because those types of targeted attacks don't contain files or attachments. They're pure social engineering types of attacks. So it's really important to have some kinds of indicators or tools inside the mailbox to give those users that split second, either with a warning banner to say, hey, this might not be the person you think it is, just giving you that extra confidence that this might not be a safe email to engage with, and actually taking that one step further, we also need to enable security teams and SOC teams to be able to reduce the amount of work that they need to do in terms of providing them with actionable and decentralized intelligence, and reducing their workload, increasing their efficiency, and basically reducing detection to response as fast as possible, because you have around 60 to 80 seconds before the first user is clicking on a phishing email, and even after 24 hours, maybe 90% of the organization could have already clicked on this compromised link or attachment. So it's really important to detect and respond as fast as possible, and that's the key in order to reduce risk at the end of the day.
And stay ahead of these attacks.
Yeah, because it's not about if or you're going to be breached. It's a matter of when, and you really need to have some kind of infrastructure that allows for continuous response, instead of just, hey, we're under attack now, how do we deal with this? We need to be consistently monitoring, detecting and responding, and closing down attacks as fast as possible, and bringing intelligence real-time actionable intelligence in from a relevant community that's dealing with phishing. So, for example, other companies that can plug into this intelligence and share the intelligence really also reduces risk immensely. Like a great example of this would be the WannaCry attack. Because people were sharing so much on social media, it really helped to bring down, the damage and so if we can do that between vendor and customer, this is really going to reduce that risk and damage and time again to detections.
And really see some upsides and some much faster response. Fantastic. Well, Brendan, thanks so much for your time and insights today.
Thank you very much for having me.
I was speaking with Brendan Rod of IRONSCALES. I'm Matthew Schwartz with Information Security Media Group. Thank you very much for joining us.